All right, awesome, guys. So, how were we able to generate this client of mine about 79 leads in a space of, this? Let's say we started the campaign. When did we start the campaign? Let me triple check here for you guys. I think we started on Tuesday. Yes, okay. So we started last week, Tuesday, January the 27th. And I would say from January 27th all the way up until now, she generated about 79 leads. So in a space of 6 days, how did this client of mine generate about 79 seller leads? These are people who've seen her ad and have raised their hand and saying that, look, we would like to have a conversation with you, to an either inquiring about getting a valuation for our house because we're thinking of selling, or we are looking to sell and what's the next best steps and the best process. So this is what the numbers look like. I'm going to do more of these just so you guys can actually see the mechanics behind everything. So as you guys can see, there's the proof, 79 leads. In a nutshell, she paid about 7 Rand for a lead. So in other words, she paid about 7 Rand to have a seller inquire on WhatsApp about her services. Just think about that for a second. All right. You pay 7 Rand to have a seller inquire about your services. How amazing is that? Okay, that's literally less than a flyer. That costs less than a business card because flyers and business cards aren't going to lead you anywhere. All right. So the budget that we're really focusing on here was about $100 a day. And looking at these numbers now, my focus is actually decreasing the budget because unfortunately, here's the thing. If you're getting 79 inquiries in the space of 6 days, you have no capacity unless you have a team to be able to manage and handle all of that. And then she spent about $558, give or take, overall. Now, in terms of how many people did she reach? She reached about 10,000 people overall in the space of about 6 days. And again, this is all happening constantly, right? So you need to understand that the algorithm of Meta is constantly showing you ads to the people that we're targeting. So let's take a deep dive. Let's take a look, guys. So I'm going to take a look at which ad sets perform the best. If you don't know what an ad set is, I've got plenty different videos which cover that. But for now, I just want to dive straight into the actual results. So the one we like to test out three different types of ad strategies or ad images. So we've got the maps images, all right, which is all laid out there. And then we've got the home images, which is laid out over there. And then we've got the color images, which is laid out like this. Okay. Now, the reason why we like to do this is because we like to give Meta as much variation as possible so that it can go and find us the right people. Now, remember, we don't guess these style type of ads. We actually look at what's working in the market, and then we essentially create our own twist towards it, add our own flavor, and then we like to test out different images. So I think we've got 4 images in each one, 3 to 4. So in total, if we had to look at if we have 3 images per ad set, that's like about 9 images that we're testing in total. And then Meta's going to take all of those 9 images, put it in front of the market that we're targeting, and then see which one or which images get the bite. So, for example, the one that got the best results was the home ad set. And if you take a look here, the area which was Brakpan, okay, with that ad image, that's the one that won. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the email, you're able to see it over there. Now, let me walk through the mechanics here. So in total, the areas that we were targeting here, right? These are all the areas that we're targeting. We're targeting Benoni, we're targeting Boksburg, and then we're also targeting Brakpan. Okay. Those are the 3 main areas. And then what we just did is that we had, you see here, we've got home 1, home 2, home 3. We're basically creating an ad for each area so that we can then give it to Meta, and then Meta can go and find us the right people according to these 3 areas in terms of which works well. It's the same thing over here and it's the same thing over here. But it turns out that the Brakpan ad is the one that performed the best. All right. And that's the beauty around this. Okay. But let's say, for example, she was getting leads in Springs. Then all we would just do is that we would then just exclude Springs. And how you do that, just click drop in, you select it, and then you come on this here and you select exclude location. Then it's not going to target that area anymore. But that's really it, guys. That's how we managed to get this client of mine about 79 leads in the space of about 6 days. We just created a lead ad, and then we just focused on spending a budget of about $100 a day. We had 3 different ad sets, which was mainly focusing on either the color ad that works very well, the home set that works well, or the map set that works well. These are all 3 winners, but again, we understand every area is different. But the home set is the one that performed the best. And then within the home set, we've got different ads underneath each one. And the Brakpan one with the yellow overlay is the one that worked really well. So that's what I would just suggest. Just create a lead ad, make sure that you have your targeting correct, make sure you've got your overall intention right. For those who don't know, we like to use forms. So let me go through here. Yeah, so the lead objective, campaign objective, and then in a nutshell, we like to utilize forms. That works very well. We also want to focus on conversion leads just purely because it allows us to find the right people. And then, yeah, targeting done. We leave everything as is. And then you just add your different ad images, which works pretty well. I've done many trainings in terms of which images you need to use. You can go check out my videos and then, yeah, launch it. Once you've launched it, then you're good to go. I'll say as well that the small towns really work quite well. If you're in a metropolitan city, depending where you're based, don't expect this cost per lead. I would say if your ads really are good, then you can expect anywhere between 15 to about 20 Rand cost per lead. And for us, really, we just like to look at that. For the advanced folks, so that we can really tap into the CPM. So it's about $28 CPM, which is not bad. Right now, we're noticing because it's still early in the year, CPMs are not so bad, which is pretty good. This typically starts to increase towards the end of the year, but because now people are not really advertising as much, that's what makes it really lower. And then we've got the link clicks over here, 524 link clicks. So this is the amount of people that actually clicked on the ad. And then if you're taking a look at a click-through rate, I mean, look at that. That is nuts. A good click-through rate is 1%. So for those who don't know what a click-through rate is, click-through rate in simple terms is if 100 people see your ad and 1 person clicks on it, that means you have a 1% CTR. So we had, for example, and by the way, 1% CTR is the standard average. Like that. That means your ad is performing well. That means it's good, right? That means it's good. But if you have anything above 1%, that means your ad is really crushing it. So the fact that she's got a 2.64, it makes sense. I mean, that's why she's getting so many leads, right? And then Meta also calculates how much are you paying per click. So she's paying about 1 Rand for 1 person to click on her ad. You can't calculate this through a billboard. You can't calculate this through a flyer. You get what I'm saying? Like Meta really has the right data for you to actually see what's working, what's not working, to then see how you can maximize. So if you would like for us to set this up for you, pop me a WhatsApp 0686268154. And then, yeah, we can build up your very same ad like this and get you these exact same leads over here to help and assist you. I'll see you on the next one.